Stayed the night in my new truck cap camper here. The sun is just rising and I am ready to start the day. Yeah, I'm gonna go outside and get on with the day. Definitely a little chilly this morning. So here we have the setup. I have my pad, sleeping bag, and spare blanket I needed last night. Over here is where I store all my stuff, but I'll quickly show you how I set it up for now. Things are gonna change, but in this drawer, some food right here, put in some spare clothing. I have my heater, toiletries, and these are different tools. In this drawer, we have exactly what we're gonna be doing today. So let's check that one out. That's right. So I thought I'd give you a little overview. I'll go into more detail on that in a different video. So the purpose of today's video is, of course, we went out truck cap camping. We started the day in the truck. We're gonna finish the day in the truck. But the ultimate goal for today is I'd like to get on some landlocked salmon, the first of the year. Spring is a slow time to fish, but after not fly fishing all winter long, I'm really excited to get back out there, whether we catch fish or not. All right, we're gonna get suited up. And we're gonna go out and see if we can accomplish the day's goal. So we made it down to the river. If you are fishing early spring, look for those deep pools. The fish are gonna be pretty lethargic. So this is some really deep water. The water's still high and it is ice cold. There's ice forming all around the sides of the river where the water splashes up. We're definitely still in that early springtime, but that's okay. When you go out fishing in the spring, you really can't expect to get huge numbers of fish. If you catch one or two, that's a pretty decent day. I mean, I'd take that anytime. We're gonna be starting off with one of my favorites for this time of year. We're gonna be starting off with some retrievers. This is a box full of just golden retrievers. Just different colors, and my favorite colors. We got some olive, black, white, and then the classic gold. Of course, I tie these all myself, and I actually have new fly boxes this year. So if you guys want to check out those, maybe pick up a couple flies from me, you can check that out on the website here. Let's go see if we can get a couple fish today, get things rolling, and who knows, might be in for a good day, might be in for a slow day. I always like to start right in front of me. Fish tend to be a little bit deeper this time of year, but there's no reason to walk over it before you even cast on it. It's a good way to pick up a couple extra fish. It doesn't happen every time, but on the occasion it does. Those would have been fish you possibly could have missed otherwise. So lately, I've had just a ton of questions about my Spey Rod. And I wouldn't call it new, but it's definitely something that's pretty new to Maine. So if you guys had interest in maybe picking up the Spey Rod or just want to know more about it, just know that I'm gonna have a video possibly coming out next that's gonna kind of explain a little more about my setup and why I think it's useful, and other people should definitely try it in Maine. One of which is just, it's a lot of fun to cast this rod. All right, we're gonna keep inching our way out there, hopefully hook up to a fish. Got him. If we can get this to the net, this is going to be the first salmon of the year. No jumps. I mean, the water is so cold that they're not going to put up too much of a fight right now. Gotcha. Oh, almost. Awesome. Got this guy on that white retriever with a pink tungsten head on it. Good pattern for the spring. In the wintertime, smelt kind of have this purple look to them, but in the spring, they have a bit of pink in them. Now, of course, it doesn't look like this, but having that color can help. Here we go. First salmon of the year. I'll happily take that. I think we can get a few more. I've had several chases on that. Away he goes. My fingers are now freezing. So I'm pretty much gonna have to take a break every time I catch a fish. Yeah, awesome. Got that one fish. That makes my day. I think we can get a couple more, but I do have to warm up first. Decided to make myself some coffee here. Got some instant coffee in here. I'm thinking this should help warm me up a little bit. I always have cold hands and feet because I had frostnip. When I was a kid, I was a ski racer, and a couple events were a bit too cold. So something I gotta keep track of now. If this spills on my legs, I'm gonna be okay with it. I'll pour the rest of it on my boot. Warm up them toes. Oh yeah, that feels nice. All right, let's go enjoy some coffee. I feel like today was already a success. Hopefully, as the temperature goes up, maybe this afternoon we might be in for some better fishing, is what I'm hoping. In the meantime, I'm gonna hang out by my truck cab camper for lunch. I made myself a sandwich back at home, and I'll probably have a banana with that. Oh, and a seltzer. I guess if you really want to see it, got some spinach, avocado, pickles, black olives, a little bit of provolone, and some black pepper turkey. Back out on the water. Took a little longer than I was expecting. I got talking to a bunch of people in town I haven't seen since last fall. So I did start out not long ago on the opposite bank here. I ended up hooking into one fish, but unfortunately I lost it. But we're gonna see how we do here. We're gonna put some big mends in this, let that sink down to the bottom for a while. And then once we come into the swing, one of my favorite strips, especially when it's cold, is letting it swing and then just barely pulling up some lines. This way it's adding some movement to the swing of the fly, and it just inches a little bit, so it's not moving too fast for him. There's one. Ooh. Actually, I think we got a good one here, guys. Oh boy. Oh no. Maybe it's a lake trout. Salmon, I think. Must have brought me in the current. He felt way bigger than that. Excited to get one though. It's been a slow day, although I did expect that. Boy, that water is cold. I was just talking to someone, he said the water is, wow, look how beautiful, 37 degrees. That was on the olive retriever, one of my favorites. Caught me my biggest fish last year. There we go. Nice, beautiful salmon. Have him on his way. All right. I got that on the olive retriever. You've definitely seen me use that before. It's one of my favorites. I had to let that sink way down there. I put a lot of men's in there. The fish are sitting really deep right now, so you really have to try to get as far down as you can. And that's part of the reason why I use that heavy line. So I have a T8 sink tip on there, and I also have a intermediate line. So it really helps me get all the way down to the bottom. Plus I have the tungsten fly on there as well. Felt a lot bigger than it was. I think a lot of it had to do with the current and the way it was coming in. Either way, not so concerned with that, especially being pretty much the opening day. I think it's 2 days past the opening here. I'm gonna keep trying, see if I can't catch one more, and then we're gonna go out and try to find a spot to camp tonight. This time of year, I usually let it sink pretty deep, put a big mend in it, and then a slow retrieve, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't switch things up. Try some new stuff. That fish took on a pretty fast strip. Honestly, I'm a little surprised by that, but you know, these, especially with salmon, you know, they like swiping at stuff. And if it moves like that and catches their attention, then sometimes they just come out and grab it, even if they're lazy. That was too perfect. Not a bad fish. This seems like the biggest one that we've caught today. Nice, healthy, silver landlocked salmon. I got this one on the classic golden retriever, actually. Got a different fish on a different fly every time. I think I'm gonna call it with this fish though. I'm pretty happy with how today went, and I need to go find a spot to camp tonight. So let's get things packed up and go look around. Whew. Thought I lost my keys for a minute. Would not be good. Okay, well that was a lot of fun. It's nice to be back out fly fishing again. I feel like it's been so long since I've made a video about it, but it's time to shift gears. So let's get going. We'll see what we can find here. I might just end up back where I was last night because I'm kind of worried about getting stuck. So in the spring, what happens is all of our roads unthaw. So there's a lot of permafrost under them, and they can just become sink pits. And if you get in one of those, there's really no getting out. Not in this pickup, that's for sure. So I'm gonna make a pit stop first. There's actually, I can get cell reception down by Big Lake. And I also have to fill up my water bottles for the night. So I have something to drink. It's beautiful here. It's just a really calm night. I mean, there's no wind at all. Just absolute dead silence here. Got my water for the evening, so I don't like to transport gallons of water at a time, especially since I'm really into fishing, and everywhere I go there's a lake or a body of water of some sort. So what I actually do is keep, oh, you hear the loon? So what I do is I keep 2 or 3 smart water bottles, and then I filter it with this Sawyer squeeze. I just hang out around here actually until the sun sets. I do have that spot where I camped last night, so I'll probably just stay there and watch the sunset right here, because, you know, why not? So let's get lost together.
Let's go chase that postcard. Wish you were here with her. Let's get lost together. Cause if we don't, I know that I won't last another year.
Welcome to our camping spot for tonight. Don't have many options. The roads are completely saturated. I don't know if you can hear this, but water is actually bubbling out of the road. And this is from the permafrost melting. Really quick way to get stuck if you were to step in or drive in that. Even my foot. You can see the whole ground's moving. It's not much better right here either. Anyway, in other words, I really don't feel like getting stuck out here tonight. That's not really the plan. So this is the camping site for the night. It's not a bad spot, but you can see it's really not that impressive. Not much of a view. Today we're gonna take what we can get. The sun is pretty much set now, so I'm gonna get everything tucked away, get the camper set up. Here's my current setup. So we got the heater. That's definitely important on nights like this. Then we have dinner, toiletries. Got my water back here. And then anything else that I kind of need, put the next day clothing in that bag. And yeah, it's pretty much what we're working with. So tonight's dinner is one of my favorites. This is a Reuben sandwich from the store in town. This sandwich serves a couple purposes actually. So one, it's gonna be delicious and dinner, but it's also high in fat. Fat is a great thing to eat on a cold night. It can actually keep you warmer. So that's just one tip. If you're truck cab camping or camping in cold weather, eat a high fat meal and it will actually keep you warmer in the night. If you guys enjoyed this truck cab camper video, make sure you go down below and hit that like button because that tells me that you guys enjoy these videos and I should make more of them. If you want to help support the channel, now that fly fishing season has started, you can pick some flies up from me, or you can pick up some of the merchandise on my website. So that's gonna be linked down below if you wanna check that out. I hope to do many more of these videos, so go down below and tell me where I should travel in Maine or across the US. I do wanna do a road trip in this at one point. Yeah, I might add it to my list. Anyway, I'm really tired, so I'm gonna enjoy my Reuben, fire up the heater for a little bit, and then crawl into the sleeping bags.